Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy the Chief, aka the Chef, aka Chief Caffeine, bringing you a brand new episode of Brawl Stars. We're inside today's video. We're checking out sneak peek number 1 for the new update coming out inside of Brawl Stars, where we'll be tackling the balance changes, Brawl Pass, and most importantly, Belle, the newest chromatic brawler in Brawl Stars. Guys, the update should be on its way this week, and we're kicking off sneak peek strong with the new brawler. Of course, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that shop and use code PAT, code PAT. It'll last 7 days, which should be enough time for the update to release. I'd appreciate it. Chief Cat's fluffy face would appreciate it, but let's get into the sneak peek. First one up on our list is going to be the Brawl Pass. You guys know that Season 6 is named the Gold Arm Gang, which is a Western themed Brawl Pass, which might potentially be my favorite theme to date. For getting that Brawl Pass, you guys are going to end up getting Gunslinger Colt, amazing new Colt skin that I think will be the best Colt skin in the game. And of course, once you end up reaching rank 30 in the Brawl Pass, Belle will be unlocked as the newest chromatic brawler inside of Brawl Stars. From there, you will end up getting that Belle Gold Hand skin inside of Brawl Stars. This will be for rank 70, aka tier 70 on the Brawl Pass. Amazing looking skin, and we're going to hop into some Belle gameplay. But let's tackle those balance changes real quick. Now, plenty of YouTubers are probably going to be going super in depth on the balance changes. I wanted to keep it light for you guys. And if you just casually wanted to know which brawlers got buffed and nerfed, let's run through them. Now, this is going to be a massive update inside of Brawl Stars. So these balance changes have to last for a while. Here are both the buffs and nerfs inside of Brawl Stars. Starting off with the buffs. For the buffs, we're going to see Barley, Carl, Spike, Lou, Poco, Frank, Surge, Ems, and Jackie all get buffs inside of Brawl Stars. So if you play one of those brawlers, that's good news for you. Next up is going to be the nerfs. You've got BB, Mr. P, Stu, Amber, Colonel Ruffs, Byron, Sprout, and Tick, all receiving nerfs. Again, so many brawlers being touched on. This is going to be the last update, probably until June at some point. I did see Frank mention in Twitch chat that there's going to be no Brawl Talk in May, so expect these balance changes to last a while, which is why they touched almost half the brawlers. Let's get into the good stuff. Newest brawler inside of Brawl Stars is named Belle. She's a sharpshooter brawler who ends up doing 1,540 damage per shot at max level. But what's really cool about Belle's main attack, called Shocker, is that once you hit an enemy, if there's any enemies or boxes nearby, it's gonna have that shot bounce back and forth and deal damage until they get away from each other. Unlike Jessie, where you can like dodge it, you cannot dodge the bounces from Belle's shot. I'll show you guys that in a second, but for her super called Spotter, it's gonna shoot another ranged attack at your opponent that does less damage, but it marks them for death. Until that brawler dies, they're going to end up taking way more damage, I think like 33% more from your teammates. And even inside of solo showdown, you mark someone for death and they're going to be taking literally massive amounts of damage until the game is over. It is crazy fun to use. Finally up, we've got the gadget, which is called Nest Egg. Basically, it drops a trap that deals 500 damage and slows enemies if they walk over it, similar to a bow mine, except you can't avoid it. And last one up is going to be the star powers. Now, a pair of broken star powers for Belle. I feel comfortable saying that. Number 1 is going to be grounded. If you hit an enemy with their super, they can't reload for 3 seconds. That is crazy. Next one is positive feedback, where whenever you land a shot, you get a 25% shield. Now, it doesn't stack, but these are both redonkulously good. Grounded is going to be hilarious inside of the real server. But let's get into solo showdown and see if Belle is trash or if she's broken. Now, the best way to show off Belle's main attack is going to be in Showdown right here. And let me show you what you've got. Just check this out. I hit these boxes. Look at these boxes where this electric shock is going back and forth between those boxes. It's going to continually do that until the, either your opponents or the boxes somehow grow legs and walk away from each other, which is ridiculously good. Now, for Belle's main attack, as mentioned, 1,540 damage at max level. I'm going to go and mark this Rosa for death right here. She's going to take, it went from 1,540 to 2,079, which is obviously really, really nice. And again, taking a look at Belle's projectile speed for her main attack, it goes pretty fast. You hit a shot and it's going to move pretty fast, not as fast as a Piper projectile, but still really good and really effective for being able to get on your opponents. Let's mark this 8-bit for death right here. This 8-bit has a death wish, by the way. What is he doing? What? Well, I guess the bots conspired to team the new brawler. That's at least going to be my alibi, guys. But again, my overall thoughts on Belle so far is obviously she does a lot of damage. Obviously, she has a great amount of range. She has that great projectile speed to put in work. One thing that's a little bit tricky, though, is check out how slow she fires her main attacks, though. You guys know Colonel Ruffs is like a machine gun with his attacks. Watch me spam these attacks with Belle. It took all that time with me spamming to go ahead and do that, which is a little bit of a struggle right there. But again, look at that bounce back and forth between those shots. So if you guys are looking for a brawler that can burst people down quickly, that is not going to be Belle. In fact, that's going to be the exact opposite of who she is. But if you want a brawler who has a whole lot of versatility when it comes to the attack, I mean, look at this. I'm just going to start tagging up some of these boxes and walking around because I don't need to be there for all of these shots. Yeah, if you want that inside of a brawler, Belle's going to be a great pick and a great brawler to use to end up picking up some wins. I feel like that Belle can definitely be good inside of solo showdown. For all you showdown players out there, you do want to end up stacking some shots and start being ready to mark some people for death, but really inside of 3v3 is going to be where Belle is broken or not, guys. That is where the sausage is made, because if Belle is super good inside of showdown, inside of 3v3, she could definitely be a broken brawler inside the game. Now, I wish one of these bots would walk over my trap and at least show me a good time, but they all just get scared. One note, you can drop multiple traps at the same time, unlike some other gadgets where you can only do one at once. We're gonna pretend I didn't miss that Rosa right there. She is still marked for death. That's a dead Rosa. GG, well played. Now, since the showdown bots are going to be a little bit silly, let's just go and drop a trap. You can see 500 damage. You see that slowdown from your enemy, and that's going to give you all the time you need to line up your shots, lay it down, and end up taking out your opponents. Let's start drilling into my opinions about Belle. Now, overall for me, I don't really find many weaknesses in Belle's kit, except for what I told you guys about as far as that like shot speed goes, as far as how many burst shots you can put out at the same time. Everything else from Belle is solid. Her HP is okay. She's got great range. She's got a great projectile speed. Damage at 1540 is obviously solid. Oh man, I'm about to get cornered right here. But yeah, I mean, I guess the one thing is that it doesn't feel like she might be like over the top broken when it comes to damage and taking people out. But especially once we get into a team setting and we can see Belle put in that work, that is when things are going to get crazy. And especially if you're playing 3v3, imagine in like gem grab or heist or something else, you might have Belle's main attacks bouncing between their entire team, the safe, and literally team wiping people by yourself. For that reason and that reason alone, I'm gonna give Belle a lowercase b broken inside of Brawl Stars. Definitely not a capital B by any means. She's not like a Rosa or a Carl at one point where they were absolutely just taking people to town. But as far as just being really good and being a great ranged pick inside of Brawl Stars, that is where you're gonna find Belle having a pretty good time. She stacks up really well with the Piper. She stacks up well with a Brock. She stacks up well with all these other ranged brawlers you've come to know and love. And that's definitely why she's gonna get a lowercase b broken, because I think inside of 3v3, once she comes out globally, she's gonna cause a whole lot of problems. So yeah, that is my general opinions of Belle. Again, I think really, really strong brawler, potentially pretty broken if she's going to shine inside of 3v3, but with that 1540 burst damage, with everything else we've mentioned with her kid, with the damage, with the projectile speed and more, she's going to be a really solid pick inside of Brawl Stars, and we just need to see if she's going to be completely game changing depending how it goes live inside of certain game modes inside of the game. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Drop a comment in the comment section below, show some love. Let me know what your first guesses and impressions are with Belle. This is a guess in the end until we play her against other real people and millions of people get their hands on her. But for me, I feel really confident that at worst, she's going to be a great above average brawler. But yeah, I mean, the only other way that things could be a struggle is if she gets countered by brawlers like, you know, a Piper or an 8-bit or someone else, and she falls her way out of the meta. But yeah, Belle will be releasing with the Brawl Pass when it comes out, so make sure you guys are getting her. Of course, use code PAT in the shop and make sure you're not missing all of these shots like me. That is going to do it. I'm not going to talk to these bots anymore. Code PAT. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.